Libraries are so much more than just a place where books are. Libraries are the last place where you're allowed to exist without having to spend any money, and you can just be. So being able to preserve them and keep them open and working for our citizens is very important.
Home to 2 million people, Broward County, Florida is the 12th largest county in the United States. One of the many important facilities the county manages and maintains is the Imperial Point Library, a community hub in an area of Fort Lauderdale many older Americans call home.
As the building aged, as the neighborhood changed, and the library use actually increased, it also began to serve as the primary voting place for that neighborhood.
While the original elevator system performed remarkably well for the 40 years since its installation, it was not built to withstand today's environmental conditions.
What we had was a situation where the elevator's mechanical systems buried in the ground were constantly soaking in salt water and corroding. Also, at least once a month, you get a king tide event where the water that was once 6 inches underground is now coming up into the lobby. But the pit would flood every month for at least 3 days. And the county would have to pay $8,000 every time to drain the pit with a vertical vacuum and then scrub it clean with bleach. The libraries division of our county looked at the budget they had been spending from their capital improvement and facilities budget to repair the elevator constantly and reached the conclusion that we might be better off upgrading and replacing this. It took about 2 years for this to become a project of priority. When we did, it was 2022 and the world had changed. The original estimate suddenly didn't make sense for the market anymore.
To make the most of the project budget, Broward County officials opted to complete the elevator modernization with Gordian's job order contracting, or JOC. Under the efficient and flexible construction project delivery method, contractors use local costs verified by Gordian to price work, so owners know exactly how much projects will cost and what they're paying for. This keeps projects within budget.
As a project manager, using the JOC program and bringing in county partners who knew the technology of elevators resulted in significant financial savings for the taxpayer, which is the most important thing.
I'll add to that. Contractors knowing the landscape of Broward County and how to work with them saves time.
So trusted partners in the JOC program, contractors who know our methodologies and our systems, is immensely valuable.
The Imperial Point Library Elevator Modernization Project was extraordinary for many reasons. Perhaps the greatest challenge to success was the age of the component parts. Local contractor Florida Palm Construction made a budget-maximizing decision to replace failed and obsolete parts only, meaning they had to do extensive research, sourcing elevator parts from the 1980s. Such parts are not listed in a modern JOC unit price book, meaning the team had to follow a special process to incorporate these items into price proposals. Open collaboration, total transparency, and a commitment to quality, which are all hallmarks of job order contracting programs, ensured this unusual process ran smoothly and complied with the county's regulations.
I find that one of the strengths for JOC is the way that it can do the non-pre-priced items while still adhering to and respecting the procurement processes of the state that protect our citizens from fraud. It allows us to do very specialty things without veering into having any preference for specific companies.
They were able to figure those obstacles and retrofit this elevator that was really needed for the community and execute the project to completion.
Work began in September of 2022 and finished in January of 2024. Thanks to smart planning and swift stopgap repairs, local and presidential primary elections held at the library went off without a hitch. In all, the work cost Broward County approximately $154,000, roughly $4,000 less than the original budget.
We're seeing projects being completed on time and under budget. Also seeing the work when you're driving around your own community. That makes me proud.
The Imperial Point Library Elevator Project was such a shining example of best practices, but the real winners are library patrons, whose treasured community hub is now more accessible and more reliable than ever. Learn more about how Gordian's job order contracting solutions can help you build a better community on our website,